All right, folks. G'day, g'day, g'day. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've done an update video. We are just at 2 months as of today. I did my injections back on March 21st, I believe. So just hit the 8-week mark, period. Wow, I actually just said period as if I was texting. So I've seen quite a few changes, quite a few things that haven't come along that I was looking for yet. In the beginning, just to give people a little bit of a backstory that haven't seen the videos yet, I did a stem cell procedure where we took exosomes that were derived from MSCs, so stem cells that came from placental tissue collected from C-sections, which is the youngest cell that you can get that is considered an adult stem cell, period. Wow, I gotta stop doing that. In the beginning, within a couple days, I saw a vast array of changes, drop off of nerve pain almost completely, almost immediately. Within a day or two, I would say, if you look at my body and of the signals that were making it through to the muscles, maybe let's say I was getting 5%. Almost immediately after, I was seeing 10%, 15%. You know, I went from barely being able to stand with maximum assistance to be able to stand on my own now with using just a couple of stilts or crutches. So as of right now, one of the big things that I want to talk to people about is my nerve pain. In the beginning, my nerve pain was absolutely insane. It felt like I was sitting in a bath of ice water from the nipples down 24/7, unless I was drugged out of my mind and stoned off my ass. So now I still have a slight chill sometimes it's warm. I would call it a nerve sensation more than a nerve pain. I'm on 50 milligrams of Lyrica now, down from 600, and hopefully this week I'll be off of that completely. I'm still on my baclofen because unfortunately, with what we assume in the beginning, the reduction in the inflammation in my neck where the injury was, it also let a lot of the signal coming through continue through with my spasms and tone. So as things are getting stronger, so is my bloody tone. And I mean, when it's stronger, it's stronger. You know, I'm actually quite impressed with my body sometimes. I almost wish I had the strength before I broke my neck. I've been doing my chamber runs every day, which is kind of hard to tell how much of an effect that has on it. Again, the premise behind it is to help draw some resident stem cells out of the bone marrow and help assist the body by oxygenating the system. You know, more oxygen the better, I guess, unless it's too concentrated and then you get O2 sickness. But my strength has been going up around the board. My standing is getting better and better each time we do it, pretty much every day. My urinary, so my bladder, I guess, I haven't checked yet. I've actually got a urodynamics coming up about 2 weeks. So I'll actually be able to compare my urodynamics from prior to doing the stem cell to after. One of the big things that I've noticed is that prior to doing it, I was unable to evacuate my bladder. So if it filled, it's going up into my kidneys. Now I can voluntarily empty my bladder once I feel the pressure of it building up. And then I can't stop it though. So even if it does fill, it's not like I can go, oh, I'm just going to wait to pee. It's coming out. Yeah, there's no stopping that. But that's better than having it go into your kidneys. So we're going to see what it looks like. My bladder had a lot of spasticity to it before, which you could see on the graph. Now I'm hoping to see that it's not spasming. I haven't had any sensation of it. Prior, it almost always felt like my bladder was squeezing or my bladder was filled or something. I could never figure it out. You know, I didn't know if a hose was kinked or what it was. But just spasms, you know, it triggers it. So haven't gotten that at all. I haven't had any accidental leaking. I'm very good about making sure the bag gets emptied when it needs to. You know, the hair, look at this stuff. Yes, people, I did the stem cell injections into my hair before doing my neck. I wanted to try it out before putting it in there, make sure I didn't go bald or some crazy nonsense. But if you saw me before, you would definitely say, okay, yeah, there's a little bit more hair up there. My buddy Tony here, he was almost completely bald and he's got black hair. And I mean, you'll literally see the difference side by side. I'll post his pictures in here as well. You know, they're going to work, they're doing things. You know, the doctors are kind of saying that we're looking for the structural change to the damage in my spinal cord from this point on. Anything prior, we didn't even assume was going to happen. It's kind of, I guess, assumed that it had to relate to the inflammation and the reduction of it after injecting the exosomes. So the way I look at it is people keep asking, what are exosomes? What is that different from stem cells? It's not really different, actually. Exosomes are essentially the sweat of the stem cells. Whenever you inject a stem cell into your body, what's happening is they're excreting these exosomes, which carry the stem cell's genetic code to the body, and that's what's transferring the information and going to work. And then after about a month, those stem cells that you've injected actually get identified by the body and carried out. Now, they're not being marked as autoimmune or anything like that, but the body does notice that that's not supposed to be there, and they eventually get siphoned out. That doesn't mean that the progress stops either. Once the body gets this message to, hey, you need to start rebuilding, it just keeps going. I've talked to people that have done stem cells, 4, 5, 6 months prior, and they're just starting to see changes 4 months in. I know personally, I went 2 years without seeing a change at all, and my buddy here, he's a bodybuilder, so we did quite intensive PT and OT every day, at least 5 days a week, and I wasn't seeing any change. When I was doing my chest press, I was stuck with 1 pound weights on my wrist and only be able to do 5 reps. Now I'm up to 5, 6 pounds. I can do 12 reps, 3 sets, no dramas. My circulation, I think, has gotten better as well. My legs aren't going purple when I'm doing the standing. A lot of my hand stuff is starting to loosen up, which is awesome because I get these contractures where, let's see if I can get it to do it. See that right there? This is happening a lot less as well. So because of this, my arm is constantly tightening. My fingers are getting tightened, even though I wear splints at night. It's not making much of a difference. But now I'm actually getting it to where I'm getting some extension. Never had that, boys and girls. Let's see if we get the thumb to do it. Yeah, they're a little tight right now. I'll do another video showing how loose they actually get. I'm optimistic, obviously. I'm not expecting to be up and walking tomorrow or anything crazy like that. If you can reduce something that's causing some angst against your quality of life, bring a little bit of that back, you're laughing at the end of the day. My total procedure cost $11,000. That's a one-time injection into my C1, C2 with an IV of exosomes as well. The next time I plan on doing it is at least after the 3-month mark. I don't really plan on doing anything sooner. You don't want to mask what the first round could do, even though you want to, you want more faster. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to, and this may keep going. I don't know. We don't know. We're experimenting. This is all unknown charted territory or uncharted territory. Please feel free, everybody, ask questions. We're all here to learn. I'm learning. I definitely don't know everything. I'm trying to do as much research as I can. But I've come a long way from doing this 2 months ago. And like I said, the biggest thing for me is the drop in my nerve pain. My God, does that make a difference? To be able to actually relax throughout the day and not be sitting there just on fire 24/7. It's massive. I know everybody on here is dealing with it. And if you're not, I am jealous, in all honesty, as much as it may suck. But I say, keep positive, keep moving forward. There's a lot of stuff coming our way. Technology is definitely in our favor right now, and who knows? The next 5, 10 years, you're going to see more progression than you have in the last 30, 40, 50 years, whether people want to admit it or not. I know there's a lot of talk about stem cells being voodoo magic and all bullshit, and it's not. It's literally probably the smartest thing you can do. The stem cells are going to help the body, irregardless if you got a broken neck or not. If you've got some cholesterol that's built up in an artery, listen to Joe Rogan and Mel Gibson, and he'll tell you all about it. He talked about how he went in to get stem cells in his shoulder for a torn rotator cuff, and then came back a couple months later. Turns out that the 70% carotid artery, or the carotid artery had 70%, I guess whatever you want to call it, covered or filled, or I don't even know the word right now. And when he went back for checkup, it was cleared up. So they go in, they help regulate the body, they do good. It's truly God's broth. Now, like I said, I recommend everybody do your research, talk to as many people as you can. There's all kinds of stuff out there, and I don't think that there's necessarily one place better than the other. I do personally believe that umbilical stem cells are going to be more reactive. They're more plentiful. They're more compact, more dense in these tissues than you're going to ever get from your fat or your bone marrow, regardless of what people want to tell you. So, like I said, ask me any questions. I'm going to keep doing these videos, probably spaced out. I'm not going to do them all the time. They get kind of repetitive. I've got a few videos I'm going to post along of my standing and some of the other exercises we're doing, and that's kind of about it right now. I know it was a long video. Sorry about that, and I'll try to make some shorter ones next time. Cheers, kids.